Imagine no sequestration. Sequestration is when a person can no longer pay their bills, and it is to the advantage of the people where money is owed to actually distribute the estate as at least that way the people money is owed to will get some money back. In Afrikaans, sequestration is a statement that says, I am wounded. I have wounds that I can no longer act or work at an optimum level. I have lost the fight, which is indicating that capitalism in itself and the system we have currently is one where you have to fight for your survival. And because you are losing the fight of survival, you're then allowed to sequestrate. So you can get a new start. So you then get out of the fighting ring of capitalism for a moment to recuperate, get strong again, and then you climb back into the ring and you start fighting again until either you win and then somebody else lose and they have to sequestrate, and so on it goes. So imagine that sequestration in its very nature indicate the nature of conflict that is the foundation of our current system, through which we end up eventually in war after war, whether it is a regional conflict or a world conflict. The conflict starts in your basic survival, where you are fighting with your neighbor for survival, and therefore you are in fact in capitalism standing for the opposite of the Jesus message of love thy neighbor as thyself, because here you have to fight your neighbor for your survival. And any capitalist that claims to be a follower of the Jesus message is in fact only using that as a smokescreen, as part of their fighting armor with which to deceive their opponent so that they can win the fight. They are not in fact a Christian. They are not in fact following the Jesus message. They are in fact deceiving, and they will, as part of their fighting as a capitalist, stand to the very end and claim that they are truthful in their approach. But that would not be so, because you can never trust a capitalist in any way whatsoever. They will use stealth, deception, everything possible. As you can see, what is being used in war is purely the outflow of the capitalistic mind, where you have stealth aircraft, you have atom bombs, you have chemical weapons. All of those things are part of the arsenal of the capitalist against its neighbor, and it will do whatever it can to destroy the neighbor, because it's a winner-takes-all scenario. And then it's made beautiful, obviously, by saying that it gives you have the right to do that, and it's the pursuit of happiness, and it is available to everyone. Anybody can win. All those beautiful statements of deception again, because in fact, from the very beginning, the Bible said, dominate the earth. That means make the earth an inhabitable place for everyone. Animals, plants, everything included. And Jesus came to clarify and say, love thy neighbor as thyself. So any capitalist in its very nature is thus not someone that will be working with the Bible or with any form of message that will be pertaining to the Jesus message. You cannot trust them. They are the very manifestation of evil and will do whatever it takes to win. And that is why in a capitalistic system like the one we have now, you have so many laws with which you can try and protect yourself against your fellow neighbor, because your neighbor may be using all kinds of evil ways to try and destroy you and to try and win, because you're the opponent, and the opponent must be taken out, and you must take the spoils of war by taking everything that belongs to the opponent. So capitalism, in fact, is satanic in nature, as we are indicating very clearly here. If you start looking at the whole approach of the capitalist as being one that is always based in conflict and war and deception in every possible way, and that the capitalist will, like when you taught in your childhood by your parents. You were taught to not tell your parents the truth, because whenever you tell them the truth, they're going to punish you, and therefore you learned to lie very effectively. A capitalist is the result of our family and parenting system, where you have been taught how to lie till the very end, till you are virtually flat against the ground, bleeding from every orifice. Only then do you sequestrate. Only then do you give up. Only then do you say, okay, I lose. And then you get a moment out so that you can go back later on to go and fight again. Fight for survival, the very foundation of our system. It is unacceptable. An equal money system obviously will change all of this. I suggest you investigate it and make sure that you are not one of those that deceive as a capitalist, that you investigate yourself and find within yourself self-honesty. For a capitalist, that is obviously very difficult, because the very nature of the capitalist is to deceive by stealth and to present lies as truth. That is the system. Imagine no sequestration will also bring the end of capitalism, the end of deception, the end of conflict, the end of lies. And it will introduce a system where life is valued if we dare. Join us.